Avowed is in early access. People paid $90 for it, and it's a broken mess. Luke Stevens had a banger video. I'm going to leave a link down below in the description for you guys to check it out. Credit to them. We're reacting to their video. Wow. I mean, so many red flags with this. Let's go ahead and watch.
This is one of the most frustrating reviews I've made in a long time. Not because I dislike Avowed, I actually really like the game and I think it's pretty good, but rather because it's one of the most broken games I've ever had the displeasure of trying to finish for a review in a long time.
That's
maybe
bad.
ever. To put it in perspective, Avowed, by my estimation, should take you between 30 and maybe 40 hours of gameplay to finish, doing a lot of the side content stuff. I spent significantly longer than that trying to finish this game. By my account, between 12 and 15 hours extra replaying areas that I already finished, or just losing progress because of corrupted saves or busted quest lines and quest objectives that didn't trigger properly and would soft lock you. Or
that's the worst, when you're playing a game and your progress is just finished because you get soft locked somehow. That's happened to me on Skyrim. That's happened to me in Fallout 4. That's happened to me in GTA San Andreas Definitive Edition. For Avowed to be coming out by a company like Obsidian and to still have problems that games from several console generations ago used to have plagues of issues and glitches. In 2025, that's inexcusable. But we all know Obsidian's been a studio with some problems. We had all the issues with Matt Hansen and so forth. But, you know, to say 15 to 20 hours extra, I think that's what he said, replaying areas that he's completed because progress was corrupted. And yeah, that's a big yikes for me, dog.
For any other number of various issues. I also ran into an issue in later game areas where I could not enter a certain zone without the game just crashing and just breaking.
That's so frustrating. Cyberpunk did that a lot.
I have not had this much trouble finishing a game due to technical issues in a very long time. And to sweeten the deal even better, as if I wasn't ticked off enough already, I'm not allowed to show you footage of a lot of these broken areas or broken quest lines or objectives because they happen in an area of the map later in the game that is specifically barred from us showing you in the review.
Wow. Okay, so I've seen companies do that in the past. I'm not going to say any of these studios, but if you've seen some of the games I've covered, you get a little call sheet that tells you, please don't show past this cutscene, because I guess, you know, you want spoilers to be kept away from the internet. But it also seems like in recent times, a lot of companies are using this to hide glitches. Now, it'd be different if it was a preview, like if this was something that was like not early access, open to the public, but this was like a game preview that was like several weeks, months, whatever, away from the actual release date. Wasn't a completed project. This is early access. People are paying $90, and you do get guidelines from development studios of what you can and can't show on the reviews during embargo and all this bull crap. But to me, ever since like Cyberpunk came out, and then you hear studios not allowing console players to put reviews out before launch date, stuff like that, it just starts to get real shady. A lot of these studios, I think, are not being honest with the consumer. And to me, that's almost what it kind of sounds like. Good on Luke for calling that out. Like, honestly, good on Luke for calling that out.
They specifically told me I'm not allowed to show you even a screenshot or any footage of that area, meaning I can't show you these broken quest lines, bugs, the terrible performance and frame drops and stutters, the fact that NPCs and companions will randomly start moving at 15 frames a second when everybody else is moving at 60 frames a second for some reason.
Oh my God.
I can't show you any of that because they specifically banned me from showing you that. So if you want to see those clips, I guess go to my second channel, Luke Stevens Live, and on launch day, I'll show you everything. But for this review, I'm not allowed to show it to you. So
wow, so he can't have anything shown until launch day, even though it's early access right now and people can have access to it. I think that's studios, again, not being completely honest about the performance of games and stuff. We saw Cyberpunk. That was part of the issue with Cyberpunk, is that it was just PC review codes being given out, if I recall properly. Like, no console codes were given out. So that is... that's a big red flag in my opinion. And Obsidian's already under fire, so this is just going to add to it.
So I'm a bit peeved about that, to say the very least. And if you needed the exact quote, what I was told was, quote, "You cannot show any footage beyond what has been provided as B-roll by PR of that area." So there you go. You may also notice that there's limited end game footage that I can show you. That's also partially because that later game area I can't show you footage of, but also
Yeah, a lot of studios, again, don't let you do end game stuff. Like, for example, Metroid Dread with Nintendo, I got in trouble for showing a cutscene that had like a big plot reveal on it. In fact, Nintendo took my video down, guys. Some of them get real serious about it.
also because the game is so broken, it has corrupted numerous of my PC save files. And in fact, I'm so confident about this, we're going to do a live demo. You ready? Here we are in the main menu. I'm going to hit enter. Are you ready? Enter. Ready? Here we go. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to hit enter to continue. Watch what happens. Boop. It starts to load in. Okay. There we go. And crash.
Wow. Dude.
I don't know, dude. It's crazy. A lot of my saves are like this. All of a sudden, for some reason, the UE Alabama game has crashed and will close.
UE Alabama game? What in the freaking world is that? That's bad that a game is crashing when you open it. That's terrible. This day and age with big AAA games like this, bad.
I don't know what's happening. It's amazing. It's amazing. I have not run into this in a long time, maybe ever. I think Callisto Protocol I had some bugs and issues with, but oh man, for a big publisher to have a game this busted for me, it's one for the diary, journal, history books. I don't even know. It's fried my brain. It's crazy. But listen, I'm going to go through what I like about the game because like I said, I think it's pretty good. And I'm going to talk about that in this video. So don't think it's all just like boo-hoo, the game.
I mean, that's fair. It's good to see a unbiased review, but that is unexcusable for games to be crashing that much and to be giving you that much issues this day and age with next gen and then even a PC port. Makes you wonder what they waste their time trying to rush games out for.
Game's broken. But I do want to start with this because this affects everything. When a game has broken quests, has soft locks, has crashes, when it has all these problems, it betrays the trust of the player. And it breaks 100%. Down this core relationship, which a lot of people take for granted, which is that if you're playing an RPG and you're given a quest objective, the player has to be able to trust that if they get stuck on something, if they can't figure out what to do next, that there is a solution. They just have to figure it out. The moment that trust breaks down and the thought, oh, the game might be broken. Oh, it might.
Yeah, especially soft locks. That's the worst, where you have to try to either restart the game or hopefully you have a earlier save file, you know, and even then, sometimes that doesn't even guarantee to fix it. Like I had to start a brand new GTA San Andreas because the part where the apartments go on fire and you have to go and rescue that girl, it wasn't triggering the exit door. No matter how many times I tried to go to an earlier save or reload or whatever, I had to start a brand new game.
Might be a busted quest. I might have to reload. Once that happens, you'll start to go crazy, man. You'll start to lose your mind. And it happened all over the place in Avowed. Sometimes because I just was stuck and I needed to think outside the box because the puzzle or because this platforming area was up there and hidden in the shadows. I didn't see it and I had to climb up there to get the key to do the thing. But other times because the quest actually was broken, because I couldn't actually progress. And when you don't have access like I did to the devs to be able to say, hey, I've been stuck in this spot for like an hour. What's wrong? I was able to talk to them and they went, oh yeah, the game's broken. That quest.
Wow. Hold on, I need to rewind on that. Did he say that he actually talked to the devs person? He had early access and he had special creator access to talk to the devs and talk to them about glitches and stuff. But imagine paying $90 like us peasants and not having access to the devs like he did. But look, he said the devs admitted the quest line was broken.
Progress. And when you don't have access like I did to the devs to be able to say, hey, I've been stuck in this spot for like an hour. What's wrong? I was able to talk to them and they went, oh yeah, the game's broken. That quest should have cleared. That door should be unlocked. I don't know why it's not open. Go back, load back an hour, try doing this and having this conversation with this person and see if that clears it. Oh, it fixed it. Okay, problem solved. But you won't have that benefit. You'll just get stuck in the end of that quest line with the door closed, going crazy, wondering what you did wrong when you didn't do anything wrong.
Can you imagine talking to a dev and that's literally like the equivalent of the cable company telling you to unplug your modem and replug it. How they don't even know a solution except, hey, try to go back an hour. What a mess. What a mess. And this is Obsidian again. Obsidian.
And with an otherwise solid game, it can destroy and taint and poison the experience to the point where you should just wait. And that's where I'm at. I think Avowed is a pretty good game when it works, but it doesn't work right now.
That's the same
at least
that they said
for
about
me.
Cyberpunk.
And as a result, I cannot recommend it to you. At least not until they've patched it and fixed a lot of this stuff up.
Yeah.
There's some
That's exactly what people said about Cyberpunk. That's exactly. I mean, even No Man's Sky, you think about all the other games. Yeah.
bugs and issues in the game that they have said they are aware of and were aware of before we started reviewing the game about 2 weeks out from its launch. One such issue was one where bounties, which are like high level combat encounters, you
Damn, that gameplay just looks like Hogwarts Legacy to me so much, guys. Like, they literally copied Hogwarts, in my opinion.
kill the target, you collect a trophy off of their body, and
Or
you bring
Skyrim.
it back almost like a severed head to gain the payout for completing the bounty. There's an issue in the game right now as I'm speaking where those bodies will despawn like 20% of the time within a few seconds. So if you kill the big baddie and then you go to kill some of the grunts and the rest of the combat encounter, his body will despawn, meaning you can't collect the bounty and you can't complete the bounty quest. That's
Wow. So if you need an item or something like that, you're screwed. All because of a stupid glitch in the game.
a problem. That's a problem. But apparently they're aware of it and a fix is coming in the future. I don't know if that's day one. I don't know if that's day zero
Probably
with
day
the
one.
early access. I have no idea. So I know they're working on some fixes for some of these issues, but others, such as the most egregious soft lock that I ran into, which lost me around 4 to 5 hours of progress and gameplay time, that one they had no idea about before.
He said the most egregious soft lock that he discovered they didn't have any idea about. Let's rewind that.
Soft lock that I ran into, which lost me around 4 to 5 hours of progress and gameplay time, that one they had no idea about before
Wow.
the review period started. And so I'm very confident that won't be fixed before launch. And that's one that involves a pretty significant spoiler because it happens right as,
God.
to be vague, something very significant happens that alters everything. And so I can't be that
wow.
specific with it. Otherwise, I'll spoil it for you when it's a really cool moment when it works. So again, I'm just stuck between a rock and a hard place. I can spoil the game for you, which I think you'll enjoy when it works and show you how broken it is, or I can not show you but tell you about it. And
So apparently there's a soft lock, essentially a game-breaking glitch that has to deal with a pivotal moment in the story that cannot be spoiled that Obsidian was not aware of. Yikes. Big freaking yikes, right? Jesus Christ. That's bad.
encourage you to not play the game right now. But for what it's worth, all I can say is that I think Avowed is pretty good. It's just busted. And it's busted to the point where I'm kind of frustrated that I played the game when I did. It's really, really broken, not just in terms of performance, doesn't run very well on PC or even on Xbox Series X. But just to reiterate, it's not just the broken quest lines or the crashes on PC. The quest lines also break on Xbox Series X and S,
Wow.
which I also tested the game on.
So it's everywhere, console and PC. That's good to know. Good thing it's going to be on Game Pass, because that's how I'm going to play the game. I'm not spending a dime, especially after the way Matt Hansen, who is the creative director or the whatever director at Avowed, acted at Obsidian. Yeah, I'm not spending a dime outside of it being on Game Pass. And from what I'm hearing right here from Luke Stevens, I might wait on playing it. I don't know. Maybe the fun will be playing it when it comes out and messing with all the glitches and stuff. I know Vera Dark is playing the game. Hypnotic is playing the game. I haven't touched it yet, but I will be checking it out for sure whenever it comes out on Game Pass. So, oh, but you're playing games that are woke. Why are you supporting woke? No, you have. I want to see how bad it is. All right, I want to see the shit Sunday.
I also ran into some corrupted saves on Xbox, though interestingly, sometimes when a save can't be loaded on PC, whether it's my high-end gaming PC or my gaming laptop, they both can't load it. but it can load on Xbox Series X through the Xbox Cloud save system, which is weird. So there's something about that save file that doesn't work on PC but works on the Xbox version.
What a mess. What a mess, guys. Who in the comments, be honest, who in the comments was honestly looking forward to playing this game? I can't recall anybody saying they were excited to play it. Imagine being excited for this garbage game and then it's just a mess.
I have no idea. It's way above my pay grade, but there's all sorts of weird things like that with this game that just frankly shouldn't be. And I am a little bedeviled by it because I play a lot of games and I have not had this much trouble getting to the credits in a game in a long time.
Wow. Now, dude, he gave up so much, or he was close to giving up. It was so much of a slog that he had trouble getting to the credits.
Not because it was like difficult or anything. The game can be challenging if you want it to be, but because it was just busted and broken, and I kept running into broken quest lines and crashes and save file corruptions that required me to load back an hour or two. It's really frustrating. But all of that said, I'm enough whining. I want to talk about the game now for what it is.
So I'm not going to react to the rest of his review. If you want to watch the rest of this review by Luke Stevens, I'm going to leave a link in the description so you guys can see that. I was mostly wanting to react to his comments on the bad, the negative, the glitches, oh, you're just looking for something to get angry about. But no, in all honesty, I don't want to spoil the rest of his review. I'm sure he worked hard on it. He spent many hours playing it. Feel free to go and check it out. This is a mess. This game sounds like it's going to be a mess for quite some time. And wow. Why is it always the woke ass games too? Is what I want to know, guys. Can somebody answer that honestly? Why?